I am in celebration mode, like full blown. I'm super excited. There has been so much going on that this is the time. I I talk all the time about celebrating the process. This is part of my process, and I invite you to celebrate with me. It is that time again, my friends. Grab your legend pack. Crank the speaker to 11. Welcome to Legend. It is time to celebrate, and some of that celebration comes from shifting my perspective. First and foremost, check it out. Two hands. I can do this. I can do a little bit of that. A little bit of that. My sexy sling is gone. I get to wear it a little bit in the afternoons, but for the most part, I am weaning myself off of having this. Now that leads me to a whole other soapbox, but I get to wean myself out of having that sling. My shoulder is healing incredibly well. And thank you all for so many well wishes and private messages and gifts and your concern. I absolutely thank you. My cup runneth over. So part of that I am absolutely celebrating because I don't think I realized how much I would miss having two arms. I know there are people who don't get to have that and people who have both shoulders done at the same time, and I don't even understand that. So I'm just celebrating at the return of the use of my arm a little bit. A little bit. So I'm celebrating that. There are two things I want to share with you that specifically are about my perspective. Like, actually, I guess it's three because the first one is my arm. I haven't been able to raise my arm without pain for over a year. So when speaking to my physical therapist, and she's like, wow, it's been 7 weeks. Look at you be able to do this. I'm like, it's not just 7 weeks since the surgery. It's been over a year that I've been able to move or even hold still without some significant pain. So, yay! It's a complete lifestyle change getting my arm back a little bit painless, and I'm absolutely thrilled and grateful and just absolutely thrilled. Second, I spent some time in San Diego, and I will post a picture if you want to see it. I don't know how many of you eat mussels. I don't usually, although Utah, we are landlocked, but we also have fresh seafood flown in like several times a day into the local restaurants. I still don't eat mussels here. But in San Diego, I'm like, ooh, a big bowl of mussels. That sounds great. And in the middle of the one, I got a bonus crab. Um, I have never seen it before. It looked like a spider. And then I counted the legs. And okay, that's not a spider, but it looked like, have you ever had to clean out your aunt's attic? And like there's some kind of a glass bowl or something like that, or it's been sitting out in the garage for a while, and you have to dust all the skeletons of the spiders out. That's what came out of my mussel. It was a crab. And it took me a second because I'm like, this is this is funky. This is really weird. And so I scooted it over, didn't think about it. I just kind of tucked it away. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it at dinner. And then I opened another one and there were two crabs. So at that point I had to bring in my spouse and say, what is this? Am I supposed to eat this? Do I call the server over and say, what the heck is on my plate? It was a little disturbing to say the very least. I love crab. I don't eat them whole, and I don't eat them when I haven't ordered them. And it was, a crab inside my mussel. We did some research when we left the restaurant. They are a parasite in those mussels. There's no way to get them out because they actually live inside the mussel. So until the mussel is cooked and steamed and opens up, the crabs can't get out. But they basically work their way in. This is so gross. I hope you're not eating lunch right now. They work their way in and they feed on the mussel to grow. So they're fully cooked when they come out in the mussel. But apparently they are a sign of good luck. So what had freaked me out just a little bit, and I'm trying to stay calm and try not to like lose my dinner because it was creepy. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. Please share, drop a note, let me know I'm not alone here because it was gross. There's a bug in my food, is essentially what it was. So three, actually. So please make me feel not alone. But really, with a simple, I can both my hands, with a simple shift in my perspective, that bonus crab was a sign of good luck. Now, I didn't have to eat it. I didn't have to enjoy it or appreciate it, but truly, it showed up as a sign of good luck. A little shift in perspective went from, oh my gosh, that's gross, to, Wow, that's really cool. What a benefit. What a bonus. What a blessing. Yay. Crab in my muscles. Now, I don't know how much good luck came the next day or not, but the rest of the meal was fine. I ate it. I was able to eat it, and it was great. Here's the other thing I want to share with you, because this keeps coming up with my private clients, my one-to-one high-end clients, and in my League of Legends. And we were having conversation about posting on social media and how you're supposed to post and get it up there and be consistent and post 37 times a day or whatever it is your coach is telling you to do. But, be sure you're consistent. So what I usually tell people is if you can be consistent once a day, do it once a day. If you're consistent once a week, do it once a week, because consistency is more important than frequency. And all that's good and well. But the conversation turned to, if I don't have anything to say, if I don't have a strategy behind it, should I post? Or is something really better than nothing? If I'm just throwing stuff up, am I just puking on social media? Or is it better to be silent until I have something important to say? What do you think? Go ahead and drop a comment if you have an opinion about this. My comments, my thoughts behind it have shifted and grown over the last couple of years, in part because I realize this is social and we get to interact with people. And sometimes if we have new people over to our home and we're just having backyard barbecue or we're just hanging out having munchies and crunchies, sometimes the things that come out of your mouth are really poignant and they're really great food for thought and they're great conversation starters and everybody wants to pitch in. And sometimes you say things like, wow, it's kind of hot out here. Sometimes it really is kind of like there's a lull, there's a there's a space. And so you just say something to be friendly, to remind people that you're there, to just keep the conversation going sometimes. And perhaps social media is a little bit like that. But I think I guess I want to help you shift the way you look at it to ease your guilt, ease your shame, whatever it is you're feeling, ease the urgency to post something all the time. On some level, something is absolutely better than nothing. Because if you just show up when you're selling something, it feels very artificial. It feels very transactional. I mean, I know you've seen it. When you think, wow, I haven't heard from them in a really long time. And all of a sudden I've got, sorry, hair's in the way. All of a sudden I've got 27 posts for them. Oh, that's because they're launching something new. Oh, okay, I get it. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel real, right? We don't feel special because somebody posted, because it's like, oh, you just want my money. However, this is the way I would like you to think about it. It's not because you have to have a 20-point written out strategy for your social media to have a purpose. It's okay if what you post is, I'm having a really amazing day. How are you? Because it's okay that that doesn't lead to a product. It doesn't lead to a launch. It doesn't show your authority in your area. It just shows us who you are. It gives us an opportunity to say, hey, I'm all right. How are you? It allows us to engage with you and get a better idea of who you actually are. If you post something like, wow, look at what's going on with my dogs today, or look at what's going on with my garden today, or oh my goodness, my friends, I have like 6-inch tall squash. I am so excited for my little starters. I don't know that I'll post about it, but I could. When you post about things like that that are meaningful to you, that's something that happened that was interesting, even if you feel like, wow, this feels like a throwaway post because it's not leading anywhere specific, I challenge you, I invite you to think about it a little bit differently. Perhaps that post is leading to something amazing, which is that we get to know you better, that we get to understand who you are and how you speak and how you see the world. It doesn't have to be this big campaign to matter. It doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be this great big post, this 12-page post for us to go, oh wow, you really are the authority. Wow, you are somebody I want to get to know. Sometimes it's just a picture. Sometimes it's, I had this really great lunch at a place called the House of Tacos. And it was amazing. And anyone in Utah, especially northern Utah, you should come check it out because they make all their own handmade, house-made tortillas, 3 different kinds of corn. It's so good and it's amazing. That doesn't tell you anything about my business, right? But it tells you about me. It tells you that I enjoy good food. It tells you that I finally got out of my house and dared eat at a restaurant. We wore masks in, we wore masks out because there's still, I don't know, I don't COVID or not, I don't want your snot, so I'm going to wear a mask. It tells you a little bit about me. Those things that you post, as long as they're you, as long as they are authentic and they sound like you, they're not throwaways. They have a point, they have a purpose. We get to know who you are better. I recently had a chance, and there's a whole nother soapbox about this one, so watch that in the coming weeks. I've had an opportunity to engage in a lot of groups on Facebook specifically, and the generic responses and the generic posts make me, they used to make me really angry, and then they made me cringe, and now they make me sad because I know that that person has something so amazing to say and they just don't dare say it, or they just don't think anybody else cares, so they didn't put any time into it. They copied something somebody else had done. My friend, you have such an amazing story. Even if that is, I went outside and the cloud was really great. I saw a dragon in the cloud. I want to know. It tells me you're creative. It tells me you're a dreamer. It tells me you're venturing outside. I get to know more about who you are. When I see these generic posts, I just want to give you a great big hug and say, oh my gosh, tell me your opinion of the generic post. Change the color of it so that I know what your favorite color is, or so that at the very least on that level, it's visibly brand aligned. There is so much about you that your people want to know. There is no post that reflects who you really are that is wasted. Something real is better than nothing. So take a look at it that way. Please share. I need to know if you've ever had to eat a crab in the middle of a bowl of mussels. I need to know what that looks like because maybe I'm just a freak show and I should just calm down. I'm open to that. And two, please let me know something that you have wanted to post, wanted to share, but have not yet done. This is a safe place. It's just us. Drop a note. Let me know what's going on in your world. Let me know what you're excited about. What's coming up that makes you excited and counting the days. Something that you think, oh, Amber, nobody cares about that. Yeah, they do. Yes, we do. Please share it. Until I get to see you in person and give you a great big hug, stay safe and rock on.